Hi guys, KlystromFPV here, and what I got in front of me is the ISDT Q8. I've done kind of a mini review of this charger in a previous video where I've gone over the math of what this charger is good at. And today, what I'm gonna do is go over what it's like to use this charger in a more normal circumstances. I've used this charger for around 6 months now, so let's get started on the long-term review of the ISDT Q8. The ISDT Q8 is a very powerful charger that can deliver charging capability of 500 watts or 20 amps. If you want to know exactly why there's a difference between 500 watt and 20 amp, do check out my previous video. Link in the description down below. However, if you're just a casual user like me, it provides plenty of charging uses to fill up your packs. I usually charge 8 4S 1500 milliamp packs in parallel at 1C, but this charger is beefy enough that if I'm in a hurry, I can actually max out the 20 amps no problem. And that still gives me a charge rate of about 1.6, 1.7 C per pack, which is still considered safe. One more thing about charging, you know when you charge the cell to the target voltage, but the charger still be like, doing its thing? That's the charger trying to balance the voltage across all the cells. And depending on the charger, this could take forever, and that's because lesser chargers have a low balancing current. This guy right here, 0.5 amps. The ISDT Q8, 1.5 amps. That's like 3 times the current, so you will tank yourself when you're trying to charge a lot of packs in parallel like what I'm doing with this. And I do feel the time saved when charging after I'm switching over to the ISDT Q8. To charge at this high power, I power it with a 28 volts 600 watt power supply which I made myself. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see a video of how I made one and how to make one yourself. Now, one thing people are very concerned about when getting these chargers is how safe they are. Like what I previously mentioned, this charger can push serious amount of current into your pack if you let them. So that's on you if you blow up your packs from charging at too high of a charge rate. However, one thing this charger can help you on is what voltage you put your packs at. The main reason I do not like this charger, which is my old Toolkit RC M8, is that the voltage reading is wildly inaccurate. There's a forum thread at RC groups about this, which I will also put a link in the description down below. And I have no such concern with the ISDT Q8. I compare from time to time what the ISDT reads and what my multimeter measure, and so far they seems to match. Disclaimer, in the 6 months of me owning this charger, it did drift the read slightly higher, which is fine. That only meant that your battery will stop charging at a lower voltage, which is actually safer for the battery. And so far I didn't see any reports or complaints about the accuracy of this charger, so I'm confident to say that this charger delivers on the voltage accuracy department. When you come back from a flying session with a few unused packs, or you didn't get to fly because the sky decides to pee on you, you gotta discharge those packs down to a safe voltage before you put them away. The ISDT Q8 is able to do 1.5 amps or 15 watts of discharge current or power. When you have a lot of packs to discharge, 15 watts over say 10 watts is not going to make a lot of differences. So that is not a big deal compared to my old Toolkit RC M8. Alright, so all the specs and numbers are all good and well, but how does it feel to use it? What is the usage experience like? The ISDT Q8 has this nice bright IPS screen which is good all around, very nice viewing angles and very easy to read what's on there. And in the latest firmware version, there's this feature to turn the UI mode into dark mode, which is a nice touch if low brightness is not dim enough for you. However, right beside the screen are these touch buttons, or should I say push buttons. You have to actually put a little bit of pressure to press it down in order for it to detect. And when you do that, the entire top panel flexes, you see. I definitely prefer the scroll wheel and actual buttons approach that other chargers have, especially when navigating through the current settings. Speaking of the current settings, the same current setting gets carried over to other battery chemistry types. This is particularly annoying because I charge my LiPos and 18650 batteries with the same charger. And every time I finish charging my LiPo, I switch over to my 18650 lithium ions. The charge current is still like 12 amps, and if I accidentally hit charge because I'm in a hurry, I'll probably cause a fire. And it doesn't help when the charging current setting on this interface is such a hassle. So this is definitely something to watch out for. ISDT, if you're watching this, I would prefer if every time you change the battery type, reset it to say 1 amp or something just to be safe. Either that or save the previous current setting for each battery type and restore it when I switch over to it. Other than that, everything else is pretty much fine. When charging, it shows the total voltage, current, and per cell voltage clearly, which that is to be expected. To see the battery ISR and other charger parameters, you will have to press down and navigate to the page. I did have to update the firmware once during the 6 months I've been using this, and that doesn't seem to change anything major as far as I can tell. The micro USB definitely makes the update process a lot easier compared to other chargers. And there's one big fan at the back which you would definitely hear, but it's not too loud nor high pitched. It more compares to say a hairdryer than a jet engine, so it's tolerable. So that's it. That's the end of my long-term review. The ISDT Q8 is an excellent performing charger in terms of spec and capabilities. The UI UX has some room for improvement, which I hope can be fixed in a firmware update of sorts. Other than that, I would definitely recommend this as a charger that you can rely on. After listening to me waffling about the Q8, would you buy it? Or if you already own one, what is like using it? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm interested to know what you guys think, and while you're at it, do give me a like, subscribe, share, and all this YouTube stuff. And until the next video, happy flying.
Oh,